Hello and welcome to Pouches and More. Today let's prepare this tote bag. It's a simple tote bag with a slight twist. So it's completely lined from inside and it's got a single pocket inside. We have used contrasting fabric inside for the lining. You can use the same color fabric, and here the closure is a simple magnetic button. We have also used 2 pieces of false leather. That's completely optional. So let's get started. The first thing that we will be doing is, this is a fusible interfacing, so we are going to place it on the wrong side of the main fabric and we are just going to iron this so that they stick together. Here we have got 4 pieces of the main fabric which we just fused, and these measure 8.5 by 12 inches. 2 pieces of lining, and these 2 measure 9.5 by 16 inches. 1 piece of fabric for the inside pocket. Here we are using a contrast fabric. It's a plain fabric and this measures 11.5 by 7.5 inches. 2 pieces of main fabric. This is for the top panel, and these 2 measure 3.5 inches by 16 inches. 2 straps 21 inches long each, and 1 set of magnetic button. Here we have got 2 pieces of false leather. This measures 2.5 inches by 1.5. This is completely optional. So these are the materials required. The first thing that we will be doing is we are going to place the fused main fabric right sides together, and the longer side we are going to stitch it. And the same thing we'll do on the other piece also. Once that is done, we are going to open it, flatten the seams on either side. So we can iron this also. I'm just going to press it like this. We have flattened the seams on either sides. Now we'll be making a top stitch, that is from the right side. After flattening, we'll just flip it over, and on the stitch that we did in the center, on both sides we are going to make another stitch, that is a top stitch. Both sides are ready now. The next thing that we will be doing is, we are going to put the right sides together again. See that the centers are aligned neatly. That is the stitch that we just did, and it's aligned neatly all the 4 edges. Now we'll have to make a base stitch. So we're just going to clip the fabrics together in the base. Here we need to make a straight stitch. Once the stitch is done, what we did now on the center, we'll be doing the same thing over here. That is, we are going to flatten the seams to either sides. So we're just going to flatten it like this. You can again iron this if you want. I won't be ironing it. Once we have flattened the entire seam, we are going to flip it over to the right side, and both sides we are going to make a top stitch. It's a simple top stitch. That is done. Now for attaching the straps, the stitch that we did on one side, this is our center mark. Now on both sides of the center, we will be making a marking of 3.5 inches. This is where we will be attaching our strap. Remember, this is the narrow sides. So this will be our top. So both sides we have made a marking of 3.5 inches, and we will be placing our strap on the inner side of the 3.5 inch. So more towards the center, we are going to place it on the 3.5 inch mark and clip this. See that the strap does not turn anywhere and it's absolutely straight. The same thing, we'll be putting it on the other side also and clip this. Here we need to make a straight stitch, and the same thing, entire thing we'll be doing on the other side, and we'll attach the strap. So our straps are done. Now we are just going to make another mark. This is the center. Now this is the base. So on the base, this is our center. On either side of the center mark, we will again be making a 2-inch mark now. So this is how we will be doing our base. Same thing on the other side also. once the 2-inch mark is done on both sides, this is how we'll be folding. First we are going to make the center fold like this. Then hold the 2-inch mark on one side. See that the center is nicely flat. We'll hold the 2-inch mark and fold it like this. And we are going to clip this together. Now the same thing we'll be doing on the other side also. So here also we'll just fold the center, hold the 2-inch mark and fold it like this. See that the center is nice and flat. Now we're going to just clip this together and we're going to flatten it now. We're just going to place it like this and flatten it. And the same thing we'll be doing on the other side also. So the other side also we'll hold the 2-inch mark and fold. So here if you go to see, the place where we have folded, it's sort of a M or a W. Now put the fabrics together like this and clip it. Flip it over to the other side, again do the same thing. Hold it over the 2-inch mark and fold. Clip them together, flatten, and we'll have to make a stitch on both the sides. So if you see, if we remove the clip, this is how it will be looking from the side. So we're just going to clip it back and we'll have to make a stitch on both these sides. This is how we'll be getting our base. Our main fabric base is ready. Now we'll just flip it over to the right side. So you can have a look at how the base looks from the outer side. So this is how it will be. It's got a nice V in the sides, both the sides. Our main body is ready and this is how it looks. Now we'll prepare for the lining. So first we're going to prepare the pocket. We've taken the pocket fabric and we're putting the right sides together like this. And we'll be stitching it on all three sides, leaving a small opening on the top part. So both sides will be stitching and leaving an opening on the top part. This is the opening that we have left. Now we're just going to flatten the seams before we turn it over, and all over we'll be flattening the seams. You can also iron the seams. Now the corners we'll cut it so that it gives a neat finish when we turn it over. From this opening, just neatly turn it over, push out the corners also neatly. Now this is how it will be looking. This is the opening that we have left. We are going to make a top stitch on the other side, that is this top part will be making a top stitch. Our stitch is done. This is the base. Now we need a center mark, so we're just going to fold it like this, and on the top as well as on the bottom part we'll be making a center mark. One side is done. Now for the other side also fold it. Remove the pin as of now. This is for the opening that we left. We have put a pin. So as of now we're just going to remove it and we're going to make a center marking. The same center marking we'll have to make on the lining fabric also. So we'll be doing the same thing, that is just fold it in half and make a center mark. And here also we'll be doing on the top part as well as on the bottom part, that is on the base also, down also, so that we can align the lines neatly. So once this is done, just open it, and around 2 inches from the top we'll be placing the pocket that we just prepared, aligning the center lines on the top as well as on the down part, bottom as well as on top. You're just going to align the center lines and place the pocket like this. Now we need to make a stitch on 3 parts. So our stitching is done, our base is also stitched and our pocket is ready. Our one side of lining is done. Now to attach the top panel, we'll be placing it right side down on the top part. Straight stitch over here. So right sides together. Same thing we'll do on the other side of the lining fabric also. Top panels have been stitched. Now we need to make a top stitch. For that we're going to push the seams towards the top panel. So here the seams will be towards the top panel, and I'll be using a contrast thread to make the top stitch. You can use the same thread. I'll be using a contrast thread. So push the seam towards the top panel, that is a contrast fabric, and then we'll be making a top stitch over here. So this seams, remember, it will be towards the top panel, and we'll be making a straight stitch. It's a simple straight stitch that we'll be doing, and the same thing we'll do on the other side also. Now lining fabrics are ready. We'll put right sides together and stitch the base. So we're just going to align from 3 sides and we'll be stitching the base. Now here we'll prepare the base just as we prepared it for the main fabric. So once the base stitch is done, make a 2-inch mark, fold it just like the main fabric. So our lining fabric also is ready, and this is how it will be looking. Now we are going to attach the button. So for that we need a center marking again. On the top panel, just fold it, and both sides of the top panel we will be making this center mark. So one side we have got a center mark. Now remember, we are marking on the wrong side, but we will be attaching the button from the right side. So we made a center marking, and around 1 to 1.5 inch from the joint line we are going to make a marking. This is where we will be attaching our magnetic button. So this is the center point. Now this button has got a base, that is a flat plate, and this flat plate has got 3 holes. One is a center hole and 2 side holes. So the center hole will be keeping it on the mark that we just did, and we'll be making a mark on the side 2 holes also. Using our seam ripper, we are going to make a small hole on the side 2 marks that we just did. Now here we have got a single fabric. So to make it more sturdy, we will be attaching this piece of fabric on the back part. So we're just going to make these marks even on the extra fabric, and we're going to make a hole, that is the side 2 holes. Now we'll push the legs of the magnetic button from the side 2 holes that we just did, and see that we pierce the extra fabric also. So the legs have come from this side. Now we're just going to put the base like this and flatten the legs. Now you can either flatten it outwards or inwards. I'll be doing it outwards. Once this is done, our button is ready on one side. Now using the same technique, we'll do it on the other side also. So a magnetic button is attached on both the sides. Now to complete the bag, the next thing that we'll have to do is we'll put the main fabric inside the lining fabric. So the main fabric bag, we'll be putting it inside the lining fabric bag. So the right sides will be together inside. Now right sides of the main as well as the lining fabric are together, and outside we have the wrong side of the lining fabric. Now we're just going to align the sides as well as the center, and we are going to clip all around. Here we need to make a stitch all around, so just align the edges like this, and we'll be clipping all around. So once that is done, we'll be making a stitch on the edge all around. We'll be leaving a small opening right in the front, that is to turn the entire bag to the right side. So all around make a stitch, leaving an opening in the front part. Our stitch is done, and this is the opening that we have left. Now from this opening, we'll turn the entire bag over to the right side, that is towards the main fabric side. So we've turned the bag to the main fabric side. This is the opening. We're just going to put a clip over here. Now we need to make a top stitch all around. But before we do that, this is a slight twist that we'll be getting in the tote bag. So here around 1 inch away from the strap, we'll be making a fold like this, and we are going to clip this. So on the outer part of the strap that we attached, we'll be making a 1 inch fold. So it is 1 inch, and we are going to fold it like this towards the strap, and we are going to clip it. So the same thing we'll be doing on the other side also. So it will be looking like this. It's a Z, and the same thing we'll do on the other side also. So all 4 sides we have done. Now we need to make a top stitch all around. We'll also be stitching the opening. Our top stitch is done all around, and this is how it will be looking. It's nearly ready. You can completely leave it as it is now, but I'll be again moving a step further. That is, I'll be attaching this false leather over here. This is completely optional. Now we'll take this false leather, and on one corner we'll be curving it. Fold this together so that we get an equal curve on both sides. We're just going to fold it like this and cut the curve. Now the same thing, we'll place it on the other part also and cut it. So both our false leather pieces are ready. We'll just place it on the top part like this, aligning the top edge, and make a stitch over here. So both sides will be doing the same thing. Now for stitching this false leather, there are many ways. I'll be using the one which is very simple, and that is by using a parchment paper. So here I have placed a small strip of parchment paper on the false leather, and I'll be stitching. So this is done. Now to remove this parchment paper, we are just going to tear it along the stitch line, and it comes out very easily. So this is one of the easiest methods that I find to stitch false leather. So once we finish removing the parchment paper, our tote bag is completely ready, and this is how it will be looking. It's very simple to make. We have just made few changes, and this is how it will be looking. So if you like this video, please do not forget to like, share and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Bye.